Okay, so in this video we will do another in the series of 5 great things. This time it will be the 5 great things with Onyx Boox Palma, as you see here down below on the table. So we start by talking about number 5 of the 5 great things with Onyx Boox Palma, and that is storage. The Onyx Boox Palma comes with 128 gigabytes of storage, and that means you have more than enough for everything you need on an e-ink reader in a smartphone form factor as the Onyx Boox Palma. And you can even expand that storage with an SD card. A memory card here, so that is unbelievable. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. You can install other kinds of apps that needs a lot of storage, and you can store a lot of files on this one, so you can have files always with you. And in number 4 in the list we have Google Play Store. So the Onyx Boox Palma runs Android, so you can easily install all kinds of apps from the Google Play Store. So you have the Google Play Store here, and you can install a lot of really cool apps here. So that is a huge benefit for an ebook reader in a smartphone factor. So for example, I have installed YouTube Studio to see my comments and statistics of my YouTube videos, for example, easily on this one, so I can reply on comments. And I have installed the Kindle app, of course. I have a Google Play Books, I have Google News, I have Reddit, I have Goodreads and Gmail, so I can also reply on emails and send emails. And I have the web browser Brave down below here, and I have Storytel for audiobooks and ebooks, and I have KOReader. And KOReader is my favorite app, of course. Other apps, I have installed this Bitwarden for my passwords. I have Google Keep, I have Moon Plus Reader, as you see there. I have Kobo Books, Solid Explorer File Manager. I also have a camera app for the camera on the backside. It doesn't take any good images and so on, but it could be great to have sometimes, to just take an image of something when you have this only with you. And I also have weather app here in Sweden. I have a keyboard, for example, and a lot more. So Google Play Store on an Android e-reader is perfect to have, because you can install all your favorite apps that you want to read books with, for example. So I have installed KOReader, as you see here. So for example, here we have a book open. We can go into my file storage in KOReader here, for example, and that means that we now are on 3rd place in the list. And that is that one great thing with the Onyx Boox Palma is that it very easily can run KOReader and also the Kindle app. So you can have all your KOReader books in complete sync with all your other devices, no matter if it's a Big Me Color e-reader or a Kobo Clara 2E or a Kobo Libra H2O, for example. You can have all your books in totally sync when using KOReader. So you can have the same books on all devices, you can have the highlights synced, you can have the reading progress synced, and a lot more between your devices. And that is a huge benefit with KOReader. And KOReader is available on KOReader's GitHub page. You download the APK directly from their own website, the GitHub page. And you do that from the web browser built into your Onyx Boox Palma or the Brave web browser, no matter which web browser you use. You go to the GitHub page, download the APK file for KOReader and installing it, and then do all the settings you need so you can have everything as you want it. For example, down here you see my statistics bar and so on. As you see, progress bar and statistics. You can see how much battery and time and how many pages left in the chapter and so on. So I can do all that and a lot more with KOReader. So that's awesome. And by the way, to have all things synced between all my devices, I use a plugin for Kobo devices called SyncThing plugin. There is a new plugin that you can install on in KOReader, so you can use that plugin on Kobo devices, for example. So if you install the SyncThing plugin on the Kobo device here and this device here, then if you run a SyncThing server on your computer, for example, I run it on my Mac. You can do that on a Windows or a Linux machine too, or actually an Android phone. So you can actually run the SyncThing server on an Android phone or this Onyx Boox Palma if you want. So then you can add all your devices to the same server and sync everything between them if you install the SyncThing plugins on your Kobo devices running KOReader. This only works with KOReader, of course. And the same thing with Kindle. It works great to read books in Kindle. It's very snappy and fast and so on. So for example, here we have a book in the Kindle app. So I can easily just tap here to go to next page. I can type here to go back. Works really great. Or I can use the buttons, the volume buttons, to go forward and backward in the book. Works awesomely on Onyx Boox Palma. So if you have a lot of Kindle books because you have a Kindle device, then you can use an Onyx Boox Palma as your portable device and have all your books in totally sync with highlights, notes and everything. So that's awesome to know, I think. So it works great to run both KOReader and Kindle on an Onyx Boox Palma. So that was number 3 in the list. Number 2 in the list is that it has a very, very sharp display. I mean, you have everything so crisp as you see here, and you can have the front light almost off and still have a very sharp display. For example here, as you see here, now it's completely off and it's still so sharp. So the Onyx Boox Palma has an unbelievably sharp display. I really love that. It works so great in both inside and outside when reading. And the warm light is the same. You can have incredible much warm light on an Onyx Boox Palma. So it gets very yellowish, almost red when reading. And you have something called the e-ink center on Onyx Boox Palma, and here you can do a lot of cool stuff. You can have the updating in different modes for every app you use. Of course, this is a book reader app. Then I have the best crispness, the best resolution by having it as HD, and that means that the text gets a lot of crispness, but it gets a bit slower lagginess when reading books. But that doesn't matter when reading books, because you go back and forward in a book, that doesn't need anything more. But if you are watching YouTube videos, for example, on this, I don't recommend that. Then you can have fast or ultra fast, for example. Mostly you use balanced when using different apps. But I use HD when it comes to reading books, because that's the crispness you need. So here we have what you want to have in all the settings, as you see there. And here you can also raise and lower the front light and the warmth light if you want. You can have it as you want. Really nice. So on the second place in the list you have the sharp and bright display. That is the second in the list. Now we only have one thing left in the list, and that is the number 1 is in the 5 great things with an Onyx Boox Palma, and that is actually the weight and size of the device. It's so light in the hand, so light. And the size is perfect when you want to have a device on the go in your pocket instead of a phone. I have said before that I use this Apple Watch Ultra for communications and so on. So I do use this for answering SMS and sending SMS and answering mail and sending mails, for example. So that works great. So I never use my phone much anymore, my smartphone. So I use this Onyx Boox Palma for the most part. And when I need communication without Wi-Fi, I use my Apple Watch Ultra for communication with my friends and my family and so on. So this is so nice to have. A weight and size of this is perfect when you have a portable device like this. In fact, it's one of the lightest ebook readers I have hold in my hand actually. It's so light. The Kobo Clara 2e is quite light too, but this is even lighter, so it's so cool to have. And as you see, I have a pop socket on the back to read a bit easier when holding it like this and so on. I think that's very comfortable to have. You don't need that, of course, but I think the backside is a bit slippery, so I rather use the pop socket for reading books with this. So that was 5 great things with Onyx Boox Palma. I hope you liked that, and I hope you like this video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.